Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for our sneak peek event. And just as you're popping in on the live stream, let us know where you're watching from. Just so everyone knows, I'm watching from Alberta, Canada, which no, there's no snow, thank goodness. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristen. And tonight's sneak peek story is brought to you by Your Freedom Project. And just a little bit about my story. So 11 years ago, I was on the path to becoming a lifetime server or service provider. I worked in the service industry for a very long time. And with no post-secondary education, it was very clear that if I wanted to progress, I really needed to make a change. And and then I came across this opportunity that allowed me the flexibility to create a business on my terms. And I have to say, it's been a big help for us financially. And so tonight, we are going to actually jump in and talk about an amazing person who has also felt the freedom and the benefits of having an online business. Tonight, our guest speaker is Dykstra. And Eric was working at a publishing company in New York. And he actually took time and traveled. He traveled a lot of the time. He was working 50, 60 hours a week, and he realized he was getting quite tired. And he wasn't headed in the direction that he wanted to go. So he left his job and bought a one-way ticket to Rome, planning to simply travel for a few months. And few months led into a few more months. And before he knew it, I think it was about a year and a half that he took traveling all over Europe, Australia, and New Zealand. So I'm going to actually let Aaron tell you his story. So Aaron, come on in and just share a little bit about what life was like before you started your online business. What were you doing?
Yeah, thanks, Kristen. Yeah, exactly that. I was working in New York, and that was only really part of my time. I spent about a week out of the month in New York, and when I was doing that, I was taking about an hour and a half each way to get to the city, on train and subway. But when I wasn't in the office, I was actually traveling. So for the most part, I was on the road for, 3 weeks out of the month, visiting accounts. So I was working for a science publisher and basically serving the major universities in the southern, United States and providing them with the research content. So it was interesting, and it was fun and exciting as a young person, but I started to get a little bit tired of just the same routine and, packing your bags on Sunday afternoon and heading to the airport and then getting back on Friday night and just like having one day left to catch up on everything in the week and then just do it all over again. And so I got a little bit frustrated and decided I wanted to take a break and just kind of step away. So as you said, I decided to quit my job and bought a one-way ticket to Rome. And I figured, like a month or 2 months, I didn't want to like overestimate it, tell my family like 2 months and just in case I'd changed my mind after a week. And what happened was it was just, it was 2 months, 3 months, turned into a year and a half. And so I got to travel, out of a backpack from hostel to hostel, all over Europe and Australia and New Zealand. I became a licensed skydiver in New Zealand. I met my wife in a carless village in the Swiss Alps. So when I came back, like obviously a lot had changed and my life was just totally different. So I'm like, I'm never going back to the way it was before. And so I went back to the way it was before, and I went back into publishing for about a year. But it was really after maybe a week, I realized I knew, even before I took the job, that it wasn't really what I wanted to pursue for the future. So after that, I started talking to my parents. They had their own online business for 30 years. I mean, even before the internet age, they were entrepreneurs, and then they just sort of transitioned as it came about. And so it was really interesting to me to see the freedom and the flexibility that they had in their life at the age, and then also the health that they had to go along with it. And so when I started looking at it and when I really understood it, that's when I said, wow, this is really what I want, because I was looking for something that offered me time freedom and flexibility in terms of what can I do every day just that I enjoy. Why am I giving all my time for something else or someone else when I really should be enjoying what I do? And so I wanted this like work-life integration rather than just a balance, because it's so hard to balance. So then that's really when I started my business, and it's a journey. It's, I think some of the best parts about it are that now I find myself, I wake up in the morning, I can focus on what I want to do. I can take some time to exercise and to meditate and to really grow as a person the way that I want to, but then also be able to help people see the opportunity to walk away or take a little bit of time away from their 9 to 5 and their daily life and just try something different. So that for me is like really where the passion comes from.
That's incredible, Aaron. And to be honest, to just get a one-way ticket to Rome and drop everything, that takes a lot of guts.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of guts.
It's not an easy decision, And I had a really great, it was a career path that I was on. So I was a risk, at 24, I think, or 25.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little bit later than a lot of people would go and do something like that, I guess. But for me, I felt it so strongly that I needed to take a different direction, just try something different, and see what happened. I think there's so many things to be gained in the unknown. So if you can take a little bit of a risk, then you never know where you end up.
Well, and two, and I'm sure you noticed this, and this is what I'm picking up from your story, is that you had that year and a half where you got to experience so much. And then coming back, when you came into the thing that you didn't want to come back into, what were you feeling? Like, how long did it take for those same feelings to pop in of just like, this is just not my thing anymore?
Yeah, it was, if I'm completely honest, it was like on the train on the way to the interview, not even, after I'd accepted the job. It was that bad. Like I really knew deep down, it just simply wasn't the direction I wanted to go anymore. So even going back into the city and for the interview process, it was difficult to accept that might be where I was going to do. But for me, it was like, I knew that there was a transition. I could see that kind of clearly. So it's not always something that happens overnight. Having a business, it takes time, it takes work, it takes effort. But when you're online and you have systems in place to do that, I think you can really streamline the amount of time you have to put into it and get a lot out of it. And so, I knew that I could commit time after work or on the weekends here and there, and be able to grow something really substantial and be able to walk away from what I was doing. And so that's what I did.
That's pretty phenomenal. Phenomenal. And so now you've been working for a while in it. You've done really well with your business. What does a day-to-day look like for you when it comes to building? What are the actions that you're taking every day to create the business and help other people do the same thing?
Yeah, it's interesting. I get to ask that question a lot, and it's funny because I was at a recruiting event a couple of months ago, and one of the interviewees asked if they could do a ride along for the day with me. And I was like, well, I guess you want to come to the gym with me, and you want to follow some people on Facebook and do a couple of Zoom calls, then you can do that. But it's really that we go out and we do the things, or I do the things that I love every day, and I get to connect with people that are interested in the same things that I'm interested in, which I'm interested in connecting with those people. So you get to share with them, the benefits of the health benefits of the products that I'm of the company that I'm partnered with, and you also get to share with them the benefits of our business and being able to walk away or have a side income of something that you can really do online and from anywhere. And I think that's really cool. So a day in my shoes, it's a little bit of mindset. I focus on definitely get in my exercise, definitely get in my water, definitely get in my my clarity sessions. Spend some time online and connecting with people in different groups and engaging with people that I'm interested in getting to know better. And then in that, of course, we can start to build those relationships and share with people. So it's a little bit of that. It's quite a bit of networking and just, meeting people, having conversations. And so I think it's like you can pretty much anywhere you are, you just have a conversation with somebody. If you like to talk to people, then you're good to go. Whether you're online or you're in person, the opportunity is there for you to really discover something about somebody and meet somebody new and maybe even help them in their life. So.
Mm-hmm. And the reason I wanted to ask you this is because basically what you're doing is you're living your life and connecting with people along the way. It's not that there's any special, there's definitely activities that we do, but it's not like you have to do something that's so outside of what your day-to-day is. You just live your life. You go to the gym, you meet people. Most of us are on social media anyways. Why not make a new friend and help them out, right?
Yeah, and that's what the thing is. Like, I was listening to a podcast recently. Oh, sorry. You froze
No,
up
no,
there.
you carry on.
I was listening to a podcast recently, and they were talking about that. It's like the difference between work-life balance and work-life integration, and everybody's shooting for this balance that it's almost impossible to achieve. But if you can achieve an integration of your work and your life, that it's just like it happens together, then you've got it. And I think that's really what we do, or that's what we try to help people see, and then so that they can go and achieve that. So.
That's absolutely right on the button. And so Aaron, now looking forward, what are you seeing for your business, for your life, and for your family as you're progressing forward? What are the things you're looking to help other people with? What are the things you're looking to help your family with? And how do you see what you do online supporting that?
Yeah, I just think there's so much potential moving forward, and not just for me, but I think about like the impact that you can have online versus how we used to do our business in person. It's so much, you can only do so much in 24 hours on your own, in person, especially if you're driving from one place to the next. But there's unlimited potential online. There's so many people looking for what we have to offer, and if you can connect with them, you can get to know them. I think the potential is unlimited. So for me, the excitement is like being able to have thousands of people realize that they don't have to go to their 9-to-5 job anymore would just be like a super success. Like, don't get on that train and look miserable anymore. You don't have to do it. Then I would feel successful. So just to me, the most inspiring thing is just knowing that there are so much out there, and so many people out there that really can benefit from what we have.
And build a life that they desire and that they deserve, while helping other people do it too. I think that is just incredibly powerful. That is great, Aaron.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, are there any final words that you'd want to put out there?
Yeah, I would just say that to anybody that's on the fence or not really sure, if you have something that you're shooting for, aiming for in life, or something that you're reaching for and you just haven't been able to get it yet, if you're committed to that, then reach out to the person that invited you and really have a conversation with them. Tell them what it is that you want to achieve so that they can at least show you the steps. Everybody can break it down for you and show you exactly the steps that it would take and the work that it would take. But if you're committed, you can get it. And I think that's the biggest takeaway is when you know what you want and you know that direction you want to take, then your possibilities are endless. So go for it. Don't wait. Just go for it.
Excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that, Aaron. And just before we go, I'll share a couple of little tidbits with everyone. Just like Aaron said, if you want to learn more about what this opportunity has to offer, the benefits, the income opportunity, I mean, there's so many benefits with being your own boss, working from anywhere, tax benefits. If you'd like to learn about it and what this opportunity has to offer, then definitely get in touch with the person who invited you and request a guided tour. And in there, you will learn about the benefits. You'll learn how it works. You'll learn about the products. You'll learn how to start, and get a full view so that you can decide if this is an opportunity for you. But it's definitely worth taking a look into. So with that, I want to thank everybody for joining tonight. Thank you, Aaron, for sharing your phenomenal story. I tell you, it's such a courageous story, and such a neat, I like the narrative of how, you went away for a while, you came back and really got to reevaluate what your passion is and what you want out of life. And I think that's pretty incredible. So with that, everybody, take care. Aaron, again, thank you so much, and we'll see you all next time.